All right, welcome to Mr. Miller's Woodshop podcast. It's been a while. Good to see you all. Thanks for tuning in. This week's sponsor is Safety Speed Manufacturing, America's leading manufacturer of vertical panel saws. Safety Speed is the industry leader in manufacturing high-quality panel processing machinery. We offer a full line of vertical panel saws, panel routers, wide belt sanders, edge banders, screw pocket machines, and sign making equipment. I'm working for them this summer. I'm very grateful. It's been a great few weeks of being on, and great to see everybody again. I was there last summer, and they're sponsoring this episode, which is super cool. They've got zero interest for 6 months on approved credit through a firm. They've also got a special deal right now. If you listen to this beyond the fact, but now until July 18th, the deadline has been extended to save 5% on Safety Speed's American-made machinery. Enter July 4 when checking out. So, all right, today we are talking about AWFS. All right, what in the world do those letters mean? Well, if you're in the professional world, well, you've realized, well, we've abbreviated just about everything. So AWFS is the Association of Woodworking and Furnishing Suppliers. It is the biggest woodworking show in this hemisphere this year. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is July 22nd through the 25th. I'll be speaking at it. I'm very excited to speak, but then I'm more excited, honestly, to get into the nitty-gritty of the show. And was going through this morning their website and trying to plan my route. It's an amazing venue. The Las Vegas Convention Center is huge, and they fill the whole West Hall. And so I'm trying to map out how I can most efficiently go, because I'm excited to speak, but really I'm more excited to learn and see what's new. And just, if you haven't realized it, I dig this stuff. So I'm excited to see what I can bring back to my classroom. And last year, going to IWF, the International Woodworking Fair, was amazing. So if you want to go back and listen to that show, you'll probably have to scroll down in the feed here, but you can see that there. Anyway, I'm speaking at the College of Woodworking Knowledge, which I guess that makes me a professor now. Maybe we should change the title of this program to Professor Miller's Woodshop, but that is not happening. I was asked, so let's think here. I'll back up here a minute. So last year at IWF, Safety Speed brought me with. I played salesman for them. Got in on a couple of the sessions where some of the industry leaders were speaking, and so I've crossed paths with Thomas Allott of Stiles University and the National Woods Board. Obviously, Brian Donahue was on the National Woods Board. Met Amanda Conger, tons of other people that just really opened my eyes to what is available to shop teachers for help. Okay, and it's more geared towards the wood shop in this realm, but I also teach graphics, and I brought a ton of stuff back to the graphics lab from going to a woodworking convention. So it's not just single scope, and I'm guessing a lot of you teachers out there teach more than just wood shop. So if you're like me, going to these trade events, especially the big ones, are a big time deal. And so if you do go back and listen to any of those shows, it's a funny thing for me because it is not like me to want to travel or want to leave. I've got 3 little kids at home and a pregnant mama. So I've got a lot going on the home front. So I don't like to get away as much as possible. But a couple times a year, this is the best opportunity. So went to IWF, made the connections, met Mark Smith, just in line for some little mixer event after the show ended. And we were waiting in line, and I saw on his tag, everybody's got a little tag on them, and they says that he's an educator. I'm like, oh, cool. What do you teach? And he said wood shop. And that was kind of a silly question, but we got to talking there. And later, either that night or the next day, I was at the Tabernacle where they've got this great big event, and they honor Innovator of the Year in industry and also the Educator of the Year. This isn't just one teacher. It could be someone from the industry who is educating. This year, an entire school won it. Next Steps out of Michigan won it. Like, the entire school won it. And so Mark wins it. And I'm with the rest of the Safety Speed guys, just, hanging out with dealers and, talking to people and socializing more. It was after the show. It was fun. It wasn't like this rah event, but it was pretty cool to kind of mix and get out of the Atlanta heat. And so I see Mark get honored, and it's packed. This place is just packed. It's a concert venue. And so I told my friends at Safety Speed, I said, you guys let me know when he comes across. I want to go meet him. I want to talk to him. And so I did, got his contact information, and he's like, oh, well, when you can meet? I'm like, well, I'm at Safety Speed's booth the next couple of days. And so if you can come to me, that would be even better. And he did. And so that was cool. I got to learn a ton of things from him. And the cool thing is that I showed him what I've got going on with the QR codes, and not flip, but kind of flip classroom teaching, which it's not flip classroom. If you go back and listen to my QR code teaching method, it's not okay. It's happening in class. It's happening fast. And so I showed him that, and he was amazed. And so very flattering. The next few weeks we come home, and honestly, it might have been into the fall, it might have been September, October, but he calls me, and it's pretty cool to get his phone call and have his contact information, because for me, he's like the Michael Jordan of our industry. And so he calls me and he asks if I want to speak with him at AWFS. And I knew that as the companion show, and Safety Speed doesn't go to that one. And so they kind of will. I'll tease that out in a little part here in a little bit. Okay. So I told him, like, well, I'm not planning on going. He says, well, if you speak with me, then you're able to come with a little bit less of a cost. And so that's a pretty big factor. And just the opportunity to brush elbows and work with Mark Smith, and another teacher that is presenting with us is Molly Turner. Both of them are now on the National Woods Board. And I'm like the kid that gets to come along with mom and dad, it seems. But I'm flattered because they see a lot of potential and a lot of good that I'm doing here in Coon Rapids. And so it's very nice. Yes. Thank you, Google Meet. I will stay in the call. Kind of funny too. The last podcast I did, I revealed we're having a baby girl, and a little more personal side to me. I get overwhelmingly positive feedback on that. And so this will never turn into a lifestyle podcast, but if you are keeping up and you want to know a little bit more, I might do a little bit more of that. And just, even if there's not much to talk about, just kind of what I personally got going on, like the couple podcasts I did, or the one I did, and some of the YouTube stuff on maple syrup making got like the most traction on anything I've ever done in the woodshop. So it's like, come on, I'm a woodshop teacher. I'm a backyard maple syrup maker. And like half of my stuff's spoiled and I ruined it. But like the breast pump was pretty cool, like using that for pumping up the sap to make maple syrup. Anyway, so back to where we were talking about Mark and Molly Turner, Mark Smith and Molly Turner, and I are speaking at the College of Woodworking Knowledge at the Association of Woodworking and Furnishing Suppliers. Please come sign up for our session. It is something that you'll want to hear. It's titled "Bringing Your Curriculum into the 21st Century." It's pretty cool. Mark is a titan in our industry, and Molly is a mover and shaker, and they have won countless awards and grants, and have wonderful industry partnerships. And I'm doing what my high school weightlifting coach told me to do back in like 2009. He said, success is not difficult. Just watch what the great ones do and do that. And so I'm just trying to watch what they do, innovate on my own, try and make their stuff better. And that's honestly where the QR code thing came from. Shop teacher here in the district does it, and he's awesome. I mean, he's a phenomenal teacher. He's got it going on, that's for sure. And so I call myself the cheap knockoff, and he jokes and corrects me as he thinks that I've perfected it. And that's very it's very flattering. It's very nice. So it's cool to be able to present on that. So look for me there. Now, after that, I am very interested in the convention. I've got a bunch of companies bookmarked that I want to go see, that I want to personally thank. I'll be there. I'll have business cards, but please reach out to me if you're interested. If you've got something you can add to my classroom, thank you. Please, I really prefer to meet people face to face. I think it's just so much better. There's so many of you folks in the East Coast and Michigan area that are just rocking it. Colorado, very, very cool things going on. So I want to meet you. I don't do well on email or LinkedIn or Instagram. It's fine. Like, okay, yep, that's your company. That's you. Like, I just, this is the time where I want to meet. And people are going to shows and going out to fancy dinners afterwards. I'm not. I, one, don't have the money to do that. And two, I'm just interested in that. Like when I was invited and it's like, oh, it's in Vegas. I'm really not interested in any of the goings on in Vegas. I know it's changed quite a bit in the past few years, but I was there in 2014 for a cousin's wedding and was not really interested in doing anything then. I was 21 years old, but I was not in the bar scene, wasn't a drinking guy, wasn't a party animal. I was hanging out with my brother who was not 21, so we couldn't even get in anywhere. So we were just walking around. And so what I'm really looking forward to is obviously the convention, but then just relaxing at the hotel. So my family just got back from a church camp where it's a Bible themed kind of camp. It's for the whole family, and so that is more my speed than the Vegas speed. Not that anyone is better than the other, but I'm really excited for the hotel experience. I've seen on the website that they've got a pool on the top of the building that I'm trying to tan up for as best I can, but I know the Scandinavian skin is just going to get torched out there in the Las Vegas heat. But looking forward to that. The show. Let's see here, and there's a lot that's changed too. So right now, Mark Smith specifically is not a teacher anymore. He's a brand ambassador of Microvellum. And if you've caught any of the goings on that happened here with our acquisition or non-acquisition of Microvellum, it's a better conversation to be had in person because I don't have anything to hide. It's just a frustration point that I feel like I can communicate better directly with how our district handled it and how we are not going to be accepting a donation to Microvellum. So I want to meet with them again, just keep that partnership, because my strategy is that the people who said no after we jumped through all the hoops and did all the things that they say, they're not going to be around forever. And I've probably got another 25, 30 years of teaching. So I've made it too, by the way. I'm not, if you're listening to this looking to headhunt, and it's very flattering, the people who have reached out and offered jobs to me, but like, please stop. I'm very happy here. I'm home at 3 every day. I get to serve my family as soon as I'm 10 minutes from home, 10 minutes from safety speed. Like I've really got it well. Like both of our vehicles are over 12 years old. We've got a ton of kids. Like I'm just looking to pay for diapers. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to upgrade to the hot rod. I don't need the Tesla Cybertruck. I just love doing what I do and raising the family where I'm at. So thanks. The few of you who who I'm talking about, like seriously, I am grateful. Don't mishear me on that. So yeah, I'm interested to hang out with Mark. We've done a lot of presentation prep, and then I'm a talkative guy, and so I've asked about his family. He's gotten to know mine a little bit. It's all over Zoom, and Molly Turner as well is a phenomenal mind, and just it's almost cheating. It seems, because like I'm going to the show to present, but a lot of the reason why I want to present is so I can brush elbows with these folks and learn from them. I mean, last year instituting just an email home has like totally changed the scope of how my program is perceived, and that is pretty cool. It might have been one of the reasons why too I got a nice honor from the local TV show here, Fox local news show here, which is pretty cool. So PR is important. So I'm sitting here in my office alone in a hot summer day with no air conditioning here. But it's Minnesota, so like it's really not that bad. It might be 80 in here, but like you don't see me, if you're watching on video right now, you don't see me like clamming up right here. It's not too bad. And so presentation prep has been fun. I'm talking specifically about QR codes, how I use them in the class. We're talking about portfolio certifications. Oh man, they have got so much more that they're doing, that they're like, we broke down the slides, and I think it's like a 20 slide presentation, and I'm speaking on 6 of them. And so if you are going to be there, you're going to learn a ton from Molly and Mark, and you might learn a little bit from me. All of my stuff is available for free on here anywhere Mr. Miller's Woodshop is. Like it's for free. You can have it. Email me out. I don't track anything. Not looking to get $3.99 for a plan. No, I'm just teacher. Want to help other teachers. It's fun, and sometimes the turnaround time is slow. I've had a couple of teachers message me on Instagram like, "Hey, can we get the plans for the bookshelf?" And like, okay, Safety Speed actually owns that plan, so like I go through them, but I guess it'll be free, but they'll collect your email. Like it'll work. Okay, and it's not like they're gonna spam you or anything. Like they want to know where their saws are at. There's so many saws that get donated to schools, and so it's the case where like a lot of wood shops have a panel saw. Might not be Safety Speed, but like you've got a panel saw, and now here is a plan broken down with video, how to do it. Even if the teacher isn't all that competent, you can use this as a supplement to work safe. It's a safe machine, and all the steps are laid out, and it's not like you're reading through this magazine plan. It's a video. Like, oh, here's a guy doing it. That's square drive, bit in the drill. That's a 6-inch hole saw. That's a edge bander. Oh, you don't have an edge bander. Here's how you do it with tape and an iron. Like it's very manageable. And so maybe that is a good time to talk about Safety Speed. Our sponsor this podcast is Safety Speed Manufacturing out of Minnesota, right here in the good old USA. They do a ton of good work for our industry. I mentioned how they've got lots of great woodworking machinery, but also they are industry leaders as far as what is going on in pushing our trade forward. I mean, everybody talks about the skilled trades. We got a trades gap. I mean, Safety Speed is the one. They are the ones that are actually putting their money where their mouth is. They're joining the boards. They're donating to schools. They're partnering. They're offering apprenticeships. Like literally, they're offering field trips. They can't do too much more. I mean, and if they can, they'll do it. That's certainly for sure. So thank you to our sponsor this week, Safety Speed Manufacturing in Minnesota. All right. So looking forward to the rest of the show. Let's see. I want to see all the machines that I have here. So I've got Grizzly machines. I've got Craig, Saw Stop, Time Savers, Delta Jet, Lone Star. Did I say Shop Saber? I'm really excited to see them. Just Vectric. We use that V-Carve Pro, that Aspire kind of deal. I'm excited to see everybody. I'm missing a ton. Okay, that's what I have here in the shop, and I want to advance. Like I'll be at Laguna Tools. I'll be at Vortex. I'll be at Frost CNC. Micro Jig. We've got some of those here actually, but things that I want. Tiger Stop Fence. Original Saw. I'm really kind of curious about the new technology in radial arm saws. It's a taboo topic. It's like talking about Trump, but it's one thing like you just don't know where people stand on the radial arm saw. And I want to know where the industry is at today. Okay, that's my interest in it now. Okay, so I'm pretty fortunate that I get to go to AWFS. I'm going to try and go every other year. It's a every other year show, so I'm going to try and go every year, try and go to IWF. The alternative years. The Ligna show overseas is the biggest woodworking show in the world. It was in May of this last year. That may be in my future. I mean, going across the pond with soon to be 4 little ones isn't that appealing to me right now, but I'll be in this industry for a while. So, I mean, in 10 years, if that's the case, and I bring a couple of them and my wife, that would be pretty cool. I have to brush up on my German. It's in Hanover, Germany, and I took German in high school, but not much of it stuck. Maybe some of the letters and Ich, Heise, Bobby. I don't know. So I'll look forward to that. Let's see. The rest of the summer, I've got some custom work that I really haven't done in a few years, really since my kids were born. My oldest is 4. I really haven't done much custom building just on my own for companies or friends, but I've got a really good friend. One of them employed my former student for a little while, and I'm going to build a door for them, just this cute little custom barn door to fit. And I'm excited about that. I've got enough tools at home to accomplish that. it's kind of like coaching. So I coached tennis, and I was a pretty decent tennis player as far as Minnesota tennis goes in high school, and I've stayed in shape and I've stayed up to speed. I'm more pickleball now, but when I coached tennis here at Coon Rapids a few years ago, before my third was born, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love the strategy. I love the mental component of the game. And any of you teachers, if you coach, like, God bless you, because that is a whole another almost full-time job. I mean, you'd be better suited, like, if you need the money to probably work at the gas station near the school. But coaching is cool because you get that element to develop a kid even more. And honestly, that's how I feel in the wood shop. I don't really feel so much as a teacher. I feel more as a coach. And this is kind of like coaching tennis, where, yeah, it is fun to, like, be on the sidelines and, give your advice and encouragement and uplift them. And then there are the times where, like, you get on the court and you play and you win, and it's just that's what it feels like, taking on this custom job. And getting back into the action, writing the order, and making the deal, and making the actual door, like making the thing. I actually got, if you're on video right now, I got a whole bunch of epoxy that I never videoed or did anything with. But here's an epoxy river table, just a couple pieces of pine with some river rock and some shells that my family collected on a trip out east a few 5, 6 years back. Special, you know, um, heartwarming, all that stuff. The companion piece sits in my mother-in-law's living room, which she often covers up with a doily or stuff. I'm like, why are you covering that up? I worked hard on it. It's not so much woodworking as science, in my opinion, because epoxy is um, all these ratios and mixing time and dry time and sealed grain, all this stuff. So, like, I haven't done too much of that since probably before 2020, pre-COVID. That it wasn't the fault of COVID; it was the fault of me and my wife having a kid and wanting to focus more on our actual careers and not all these side adventures. And so that's what I'm doing here. But um, special orders for friends are very special, and none of it comes out of school. Just so that there's any worry, like, I'm not even gonna build it here. Like, we're gonna build it at home. All the lumber will come from probably Menards by my house, or Home Depot, or Lowe's, or other home center around um, here, and it'll come out of my pocket. And it's just a fun little side project. My dad has done this kind of stuff my whole life for friends of his, and so it's cool to actually take it on myself and actually, enter the arena, right? That old Teddy Roosevelt quote, "The man in the arena," is a real guiding philosophy of mine. Outside the Bible, that's probably like the one that I kind of go to, of like, why you don't need to criticize, and get plenty of criticism coming online to talk to you folks, but you know, you don't matter. The one who matters is the one that's in the arena. I'm butchering the quote right now. You can look it up. Teddy Roosevelt, man in the arena quote. Used to have it posted outside or just inside my door as I'd walk out of my office at my first full-time teaching job, just because I remember, like, I'm in the arena right now. Like, it's all theory. Like, we should be teaching this. You should show them this. It should be this way. You should structure it this. Like, okay, that's a whole lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda. So, but that's what I got going on. I've got a couple weeks of training for Project Lead the Way. It's kind of that slippery slope of like woodshop turning into engineering, but it's not going to be that case. It's the case where I'm doing my principal a favor. The teacher took a job outside of education, going back into the industry, into the 3D printing world. And so, good for him, bad for us. But my principal asked if I would teach those classes, and it'll be on an overage, so it'll be extra work for me. It's not like they're cutting in so much to the wood shop, which is nice, but not my favorite. I do get to take some training time. They wanted to fly me to Florida for the training and um, have all that wonderful experience, but they have an online option too, and that's a little bit more appealing to me, to stay home with my family during the summer. And it'll still be an 8-hour day. I'll have to either work hauled up in the garage with the computer or come here with no air conditioning. Um, this is one of the wonderful things about working with a quality company over the summer too. I mentioned that to the president of Safety Speed. I said, hey, it's hard for me to work at home and the school isn't air conditioned. I'll need internet. Can I use my office here? And he said, absolutely. And that's so stinking cool because they're 10 minutes from my house. And I'm gonna wrap up this episode here. Safety Speed, they're out of Minnesota. They're 10 minutes from my house, and while they're not presenting, or while they're not presenting or having a booth at AWFS, you can still find them. Brian and Sean will be there. So Brian Donahue, president, and Sean Larkin, head of sales, will be at AWFS. They're looking for appointments right now. So if you are interested in meeting with them or us, I know they're taking a couple clients out to dinner a couple nights. I'll be there too. And so if you'd like to meet me, that might be a good opportunity too. But Safety Speed is sponsoring this podcast. And so thank you for listening. Please give them your business. I will likely talk to you guys after AWFS. If I have time to check in while I'm there, maybe poolside, how cool would that be? It's going to be unlikely, honestly. You can probably look for me online, Instagram or LinkedIn. I'll probably be posting on there. But thanks for watching. As always, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, comment, rate, review, yada, yada, yada. So it's not just me talking to myself like a crazy person in my office here in the middle of the hot summer in Minnesota. So take care, everyone.